Most people think the Netherlands is easygoing, open-minded, and laid back. And on the surface, that's true. But beneath that calm, friendly vibe is a long, unwritten list of behaviors that quietly drive people insane. What makes it interesting is that a lot of these things aren't rude anywhere else. In fact, in many countries, they're considered polite, even friendly. But in the Netherlands, they can instantly label you as annoying, careless, or completely out of touch. The problem is, no one tells you. You won't get called out. You won't get a lecture. You'll just feel a subtle shift in the room. Shorter answers, tighter smiles, and the sense that you've somehow done something wrong without realizing it. And chances are, if you've ever visited, worked with, or lived around Dutch people, you've probably broken at least a few of these unspoken rules, maybe without even knowing it. Because the things that are quietly hated in the Netherlands aren't loud or dramatic. They're small, every day. And once you notice them, you start seeing Dutch culture very differently. And the first one catches almost everyone off guard. One of the fastest ways to confuse or quietly irritate people in the Netherlands is by trying to be too polite. In many cultures, bad news gets softened. You ease into it. You add context. You try not to offend. But in the Netherlands, that kind of approach feels less kind and more like a waste of time. If you have something to say, you're expected to say it, clearly, directly, without padding it in unnecessary words. This is why beating around the bush isn't seen as considerate. It's seen as evasive, almost deceptive. The assumption is simple. If you respect someone, you'll be honest with them, even if the truth isn't comfortable. That same logic applies to small talk. Asking a stranger how they're doing, especially when you don't actually know them, can feel awkward or forced. The question isn't offensive, but it raises a quiet question of its own. Why are you asking if you don't really want the answer? And excessive compliments don't land the way outsiders expect either. Over-the-top praise can feel fake, even manipulative. The highest compliment you'll often hear is something closer to, "Yeah, that's not bad." And somehow, that means a lot. But this obsession with honesty doesn't stop at words. It extends into how the Dutch treat something even more serious than feelings: time. Here's where things get serious. In the Netherlands, time isn't just a schedule. It's a signal of respect, and wasting it, even slightly, sends the wrong message. Being late by 5 minutes might feel harmless elsewhere, maybe even normal. But without a heads-up text, it's quietly interpreted as careless. Not because people are impatient, but because punctuality is seen as a basic agreement. You said you'd be there at a certain time, so that's the time you're expected to arrive. That mindset is also why unannounced visits feel uncomfortable. Showing up at someone's door just because you were in the area isn't spontaneous or charming. It's intrusive. Most Dutch social lives run on shared calendars, often planned weeks in advance. Dropping by without notice forces someone to rearrange their time, and that's exactly what people try to avoid. Even meetings follow this rule. There's rarely a long warm-up or casual drifting into the topic. Things start on time, move efficiently, and end when they're supposed to. Anything else feels messy, and once you realize how carefully time is protected, it starts to make sense why the Dutch get so intense about how people move through shared spaces. This is where many visitors accidentally give themselves away. Public space in the Netherlands runs on silent rules everyone is expected to know. No signs, no reminders, just shared understanding. And the fastest way to break that understanding is by standing in the wrong place. Cycle paths aren't suggestions, they're high-speed lanes. Walking on one, even for a second, is seen as a serious mistake. The aggressive bell ringing isn't personal, it's a warning. To cyclists, stepping onto a bike path feels the same as wandering into traffic. That same pressure shows up at the grocery store. Cashiers scan items at an almost alarming speed, and you're expected to keep up. Hesitating while bagging your groceries creates instant tension in the line behind you. No one says anything, but you can feel it. Efficiency isn't optional, it's collective courtesy. Paying can be another shock. Many places still reject international credit cards, and locals don't see this as inconvenient or outdated. It's just how things work. You're expected to know, prepare, and move on without drama. Once you start noticing these patterns, it becomes clear that even something as simple as food carries quiet judgment in Dutch culture. Food in the Netherlands isn't about indulgence, it's about function. And anything that feels excessive tends to raise eyebrows. Take lunch, for example. In many countries, a hot midday meal is normal, even expected. But here, it can feel unnecessary. The standard lunch is simple, fast, and practical. Usually a sandwich, often with cheese. Nothing fancy, nothing heavy, just enough to keep going. That same mindset explains the distrust of overly seasoned food. While things are changing, traditional Dutch tastes lean toward honest ingredients. Potatoes, bread, simple flavors. Complex sauces or heavy spice can feel like they're trying too hard. Wasting food is where judgment really kicks in. Leaving the last bit in a jar isn't seen as trivial, it's careless. That's why tools exist, just to scrape out the final drop. To outsiders, it looks extreme. To locals, it's just common sense. Why throw away something you already paid for? Spending extra for convenience can feel suspicious too. Paying more when a cheaper, perfectly functional option exists doesn't always read as luxury. It reads as unnecessary. And this quiet dislike of excess doesn't stop at food. It shows up just as strongly in how people react to praise, money, and anyone who seems a little too impressed with themselves. This is where a lot of outsiders misunderstand Dutch culture completely. In the Netherlands, standing out too much is risky, not because individuality is forbidden, but because drawing attention to yourself can feel like you're placing yourself above the group. And that's where things go wrong. Bragging is one of the fastest ways to lose respect. Talking openly about money, success, or status doesn't impress. It creates distance. The cultural rule is simple. No matter how well you're doing, you're expected to act normal. That phrase comes up a lot for a reason. Flattery doesn't land the way people expect either. Big compliments can feel exaggerated or even strategic. Instead of praise, you'll often hear understatement. Not bad might be all you get, but that's genuine approval. Anything louder starts to feel performative. This is also why flashy clothes, dramatic self-promotion, or constantly highlighting personal achievements can feel uncomfortable in certain settings. It's not that people dislike success, they dislike imbalance. And once you see how much value is placed on equality, it starts to explain why Dutch social rituals, especially at gatherings, are taken far more seriously than they appear. Social gatherings in the Netherlands are full of unspoken expectations that can catch outsiders off guard. Take birthdays, for instance. At a party, you're expected to shake the hand of every guest and offer congratulations on behalf of the birthday person. Skip someone, and it's not seen as a minor oversight. It's interpreted as intentional rudeness. Even forgetting a birthday isn't taken lightly. Nearly everyone keeps a personal calendar, often displayed somewhere obvious, like in the bathroom. Forgetting a date sends a subtle message. You didn't care enough to check. Flattery at parties is tricky too. Overly enthusiastic praise can come across as fake or manipulative, while understated compliments feel genuine. The social rhythm is precise, and outsiders often misstep simply by assuming casual politeness is enough. These rules extend into identity and privacy as well, where cultural lines are even sharper. identity and privacy in the Netherlands carry surprisingly strong expectations, and crossing them, even unknowingly, can be a quick way to annoy someone. For starters, confusing Dutch identity with German is a guaranteed misstep. Linguistic similarities don't matter. Being called German isn't just wrong, it's irritating. Locals take pride in their unique culture and history, and small errors like this feel careless. Privacy works in reverse of what many outsiders expect. Many Dutch homes keep their curtains wide open, even at night. Closing them can give the impression that you're hiding something, which subtly raises suspicion. Transparency is valued, not for voyeuristic reasons, but because secrecy or concealment can feel like deception. This extends into everyday behavior. Dressing too differently, standing out too much, or refusing to act normal can mark someone as an outsider. Individual freedom is celebrated, but only when it doesn't disrupt the shared sense of order and equality. Even complaints are collective in nature. The Dutch will openly grumble about trains, Mondays, or minor inconveniences, but it's done as a shared ritual, a bonding mechanism, not just venting. And understanding this is key to seeing the bigger picture behind what they truly dislike. Some of the things the Dutch love to hate aren't dramatic. They're subtle, everyday frustrations. Complaining about the trains, hating Mondays, or rolling your eyes at tipping customs might sound trivial, but these shared dislikes are part of what binds people together. They create a quiet, collective rhythm that outsiders rarely notice at first. It's not about being mean or rigid. It's about fairness, efficiency, and respect for the group. The rules aren't written down, but they're deeply understood. Acting normal, being honest, showing consideration for time and space. These are the invisible codes that make society run smoothly. Once you see it from this perspective, all the little quirks and annoyances start to make sense. What might feel like judgment is really a form of consistency. What seems harsh is actually a way to maintain balance and equality. So the next time you visit, work with, or meet Dutch people, remember, the Netherlands might seem laid back on the surface, but there's a quiet intensity underneath. Break one of these unspoken rules, and you'll notice it immediately. Respect them, and you'll fit in better than you ever imagined. And maybe, just maybe, you'll start to appreciate the subtle art of doing normal. If you love uncovering the quirks, secrets, and little-known rules of Dutch life, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join the Dear Old Holland family. We dive deep into everything that makes the Netherlands unique, so you won't want to miss what's coming next. Click subscribe, turn on notifications, and let's explore Holland together.